What is up, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video as well as another episode of Tuesday Talks. If you're new here, this is a series I do on the channel every single Tuesday where I give you guys an in-depth look at my past week as well as my upcoming one and give you guys a little insight to my life. The goal of this channel is to build a community of people who really want to become better people, as well as I want to become a better person. And so I feel like giving you guys a look into my personal life lets you feel more connected with me and allows me to make better content for you guys as well. So this is the next episode of Tuesday Talks. This past week has been honestly a mix of everything. I have had good moments, I have had bad moments, I have had stressful moments, I have had exhausting moments. And overall, I just didn't really get the same enjoyment out of this past week than I did the week prior. I still worked very hard when it came to work. However, my stress levels at work have increasingly gone up every single day. Every day I go in, there's more stuff to do and less time to do it. And that is not a good environment for anyone when it comes to the workplace. Granted, I've put this stress upon myself. I have worked myself to the bone to make it so I have high expectations for myself, as well as other people have high expectations for me when it comes to the workplace. And I've been given the opportunity to express that workload. I've been given the opportunity to work on harder things with more tasks. And although, like I said, that is stressing me out a lot and I feel like there's not enough time in the day, I did ask for this. I like to push myself, and I know that I'm gonna make it through to the other side. It just gives you guys a little reminder that if you wanna be a high functioning individual, if you wanna be someone that is super productive, super hardworking, and someone that other people rely on you, you need to accept the responsibility of the fact that other people who are not hardworking, other people who do not wanna put in that much work, they are going to rely pretty much exclusively on you to put in that extra workload. So that is something that I'm kind of running into currently, where a lot of people rely on me to answer questions and do all the work for them or do more work than them. And in the end of the day, I have the same 24 hours that they do. And so I'm finding myself having a little bit of trouble adjusting to that change. But this upcoming week is really exciting when it comes to work. I'm actually moving out of the training environment on Thursday and moving to my new team, which is something that is going to be really awesome. Officially come Friday, I am done with all training, and so I get to actually just work and I don't have to listen to as many questions or do as many training assignments or anything like that. I get to actually focus on the work that I was hired to do. So that is going to be really fun, and I'll definitely update you guys next week on how that goes. In terms of the gym and bodybuilding this past week, overall, I would say it has been good. I've been pushing myself harder in the gym. I feel like I've had better workouts recently. However, the nutrition has been about at like an 85%, I would say. I did really good the previous week during the actual work days, and then this past weekend I did slip a little bit. In terms of actual nutrition, I didn't eat a ton of fat, I didn't eat a ton of junk food, but I did overeat in sense that even though I was eating somewhat healthy foods, you can still overeat. And I think that's something that a lot of people tend to forget. They always say, oh, I'm eating healthy, but you can still be eating healthy and not lose weight. And so I didn't necessarily see a huge downside to it. I wasn't feeling great today and I didn't recover well today, but that is also because of another thing which I will mention later in this video. But overall, I'm gonna dial it back in on the nutrition. If you have control over something, you should try and control it. That's something that I've been repeatedly reminded of over the past 2 years, whether that's your routine, the food you eat, how hard you work out at the gym. There's a lot of things that you can't control in life, But if you want to be someone that is super productive and someone that really works harder than other individuals, you need to take responsibility for the things you can control. And for me, eating proper foods and eating towards my goals when it comes to bodybuilding is something that I can control very easily. I live alone, I buy all my own groceries, I have full control over my nutrition. And so if I don't do well when it comes to nutrition, that blame is fully on me. So that is definitely something that I'm going to try and work on here this next week, and I'll update you guys next week as well. But overall, I feel like the gym is in a good space if I keep progressing, if I keep pushing myself in the gym, if I keep eating the right foods, then I feel like I'm in a good spot right now. Another thing is I have been really motivated recently to lock in on bodybuilding, I guess you could say. I went to the Texas Pro, which is a pro bodybuilding show, on Saturday. And if you saw my last video, I showed a little clip of that event. But overall, being surrounded by people that are so like-minded, it really does give you a new sense of motivation. And it shows you that certain things that you thought are impossible, or certain things that seem out of reach, are truly not as far as you think if you actually focus on it, if you actually work towards your goals, then stuff like that can be achieved. And so my goal in the upcoming years is to be increasingly competitive when it comes to bodybuilding and see where that road leads me. Now, it's not going to stop me from making content. If anything, it's going to keep me making more content for you guys, as well as on short form places like Instagram or TikTok. But I think it will help my mindset, and it will kind of shift my mindset to think more technical, think more straightforward when it comes to nutrition, training, sleep. All those things is stuff that I really do need to dial in on. And if you think super basic and you focus on just the inputs, then you tend to get more outputs out of life. And so that is something that I'm going to start focusing on, as well as that final notation I put on there, the sleep factor. You might have seen the title of this video, but today I did not feel great at all. Today is Monday when I'm filming this video, and I just did not recover well at all this past 2-3 nights. I got an okay amount of sleep, but you can truly tell when the sleep is useful and you recover from it, and when you just were asleep. And so this past night, I really did notice a huge difference between the nights that I recover from and just sleeping. And tonight was one of those nights where I just slept. And I woke up and I felt tired. I was at work all day, and it really just was not great. I was so exhausted at work, and it was hard for me to keep my thoughts straight, honestly. And so I think it's something that I need to improve upon, is my sleep and getting in a proper routine when it comes to recovery, because I push myself as hard as I possibly can in so many different aspects of my life that if I'm not recovering properly and I'm not getting enough sleep, then I'm just gonna fall apart. And so that is something that I really do need to work on. That is what I mean when I said that this past week has had its ups and downs, specifically me noticing how poor my sleep has been recently and how poor my recovery has been recently is the main downside. But I am grateful that I at least noticed it, and I'm willing to be aware that I need to make a change. And I think that's something that you should all implement into your life. Be grateful for the moments where you kind of have that wake up moment, that aha moment where you realize, like, I need to do better at X, Y, and Z. And by having that moment, you actually give yourself the opportunity to change your life. And so by having that opportunity to realize that I need to do better at sleeping, do better at recovering, it's allowing me to make the change, the conscious choice to do better at it in the future. Now, if I don't change anything, or if you don't change anything when you have that aha moment, then everything was wasted and you just ignored your body and your mind. But by having that moment and actually making a change, it is so useful, and I'm so grateful that I had that moment. And so that is my goal for this upcoming week. Focus on bodybuilding and focus on sleeping more. Obviously, I feel like I've been doing a lot better at posting content for you guys. I've been posting a lot more on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and so I really do hope you guys are enjoying this. It is something where I just want to keep putting in the inputs and see what I can build by doing that. So if you guys have the same mindset as me, or you enjoyed this video in any way, I want you guys to hit that like button and subscribe and try and join this community of people that just want to become better human beings one day at a time. So if that's you, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. I'll respond to all the comments you guys leave for me. And just remember to keep grinding, keep working hard towards your goals every single week. Not every day is going to be great, but in the long run, if you keep putting in the inputs, you will achieve your goals and make people remember your name. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.